I assumed office officially August 5. So it's quite a short period of time, almost 1 week. But of course, we have to take this responsibility, a greater challenge in my part. But I do believe that God will be able to help me in this endeavor. For I also believe God has really destined me in these positions to be the second university president of the university.
Yes. I noticed that you have a deep faith in God, as you have mentioned. That it is God who put you in this position. Can you share more about your faith in the Lord Jesus Christ, sir?
Actually, I have personal encounter with the Lord during my time in CPU.
Wow.
It was 1987 when somebody, I could not now remember, but from the group of the Campus Crusade for Christ, when he introduced me to the Lord in the Half Moon area.
Wow.
During that time, and then I was also channeled and by another organizations. I was a member of the Agape Campus Crusade for Christ during the time where I was a student leader. Actually, though, I became the president of the campus organizations during my college days.
Yes.
During the time.
It's so great to know that the campus ministry program of CPU has produced and introduced a lot of Centralians to the Lord. And we are here today with the university president who accepted the Lord Jesus Christ in the campus of CPU. So just take note, campus organizations, religious organizations, just continue in doing what God has called you to do in the campus. Now we see one of the fruits of our ministry, the second university president of ESATU. Sir, can you take us back to your time at Central Philippine University when you entered in 1985? So that is before EDSA.
Yeah.
Yeah. So more or less, what is the environment or the society during that time, and what led you to study at CPU?
Actually, when I entered CPU, because I came from the province, I have really a lot of questions in mind during the time. Of course, being I grew up in the province, I have a lot of adjustment in my college days. But it was also a great challenge in my part to go through the challenging campus, particularly the challenging course, which is electrical engineering. And during the time, it was 1986 was an installation revolutions. So the atmosphere, of course, is very different on that period. But of course, with my determinations, because of my interest in the college, so in the engineering discipline, because personally, CPU was not my first choice because I want to be an electronics engineer by professions. But during the time, there is no program offering here in Iloilo City, so I was not granted by my family to go into Manila or Cebu because I am the youngest. So, you know, if you're the youngest, your family, my parents, very protective. They won't allow me to go into Cebu. So I settled for the electrical engineering. So I have two options also during that time, either Western Institute of Technology or CPU. But because of the influence also of my brother, being also in CPU, in the College of Agriculture, because he was a graduate of agricultural engineering. So I was asked to enroll in CPU at that time.
Yeah. Sir, just if you're interested to know, we have a study at CPU that there are a lot of third and fourth generation Centralians, and it's because of their family members who have studied at CPU, then they were influenced as well to study at CPU. So thank God that you were influenced by your brother to study at CPU, and your experience at CPU has greatly helped you now as being the second president of ESATU. Can you still remember some of your teachers, and who are they who greatly influence you in your life? Teachers at Central Philippine University.
Of course, those faculty in the College of Engineering, the Electrical Engineering Department, of course, Sir Ruben Armadillo, our partner during the time, and then Dr. Haba, Sir Edemni was also my faculty during the time, and of course, at the College of Engineering, our dean during time was Dean Walden.
Yes.
So Actually, during my student days at the College of Engineering, I'm not, in terms of academic performance, I'm just in the middle also. But I thank God that during the time I was able to graduate in the program without feeling great, because in the College of Engineering,
Oh yeah, it's normal.
the ratio I think is 25% survival rate. But
Yes.
I'm quite privileged. I'm sure with the grace of the Lord, I was able to sustain my engineering program. It might be my influence in terms of the campus organizations, because I received Jesus Christ third year during the time of the third year level during the time, and then I was ushered in the campus ministry. Wherein my active involvement is in the campus ministry.
Wow.
In CPU during the time.
So in that case, your involvement in the campus ministry program has inspired you to become committed in your studies as well.
Most likely, because of that orientations that I have, because of that involvement that I had in the organization.
Yeah. Maybe you can say something to the next generation of Centralians who are in the campus right now and who are involved in the campus ministry, to just continue in doing what they're doing and to invite our students to join organizations.
Yes, of course, the campus ministry would really help you in developing your personal being, or particularly in ushering yourself to the Lord, and would help you even in some other areas such as your leadership skills, and even dealing with your personal studies, wherein it could help you more uplift your being, particularly in the campus. So I'm so happy that during the time I was able to involve in that organizations. Initially it was in the Campus Crusade for Christ. I don't know if it's still
Yes, it is very active
right
yes.
now. And then another group I was also ushered to the Agape Campus Crusade for Christ. But I think they are not already existing on the campus. So your participations and your involvement will really help a lot, particularly in your development as an individual.
Okay, so meaning extracurricular activities in the school is really needed for a holistic learning experience, right? So thank you, sir, for telling that to our students and to our listeners, and for affirming the program of CPU, the campus ministry program for our students. Can you tell us about your favorite subjects in the College of Engineering, if you have a favorite subject, and how it helped you now, for example, as you embark on your new journey as a president of ISA?
I think all subjects in the College of Engineering is very difficult, but because of my inclinations in mathematics, that really helped me a lot. That I was able to, as I mentioned, I'm quite privileged that I graduated without any failure. But of course, with dealing with the different subjects, the electrical engineering professions, professional subjects, is among those favorite subjects that I had in the College of Engineering, because of my discipline or my program, which is electrical engineering. So because we have basically three major areas: mathematics, professional courses, and then general sciences. So with these three, I think I am more on the electrical engineering, professional electrical engineering courses.
Wow. So in terms of learning those professional subjects and mathematics, can you translate something that you have learned in these subjects on how, for example, some would say, why do we need mathematics in our courses? I'm taking up English, for example. Why do I need mathematics? Can you encourage them to our students to learn mathematics? You love it, some would hate it.
Of course, in our learning, we have a lot of preferences. But I think mathematics is very important, because you are trying to be logical in your analysis. Because right now, every data, every situations that we have, we encounter deals on mathematical applications and our analysis. So I think if you are more inclined in mathematics, you will be able to establish logical solutions of a certain problem, which would really help you think in every situations, as I mentioned, you encounter. Analytical analysis is very important. You can decide based on facts. you can decide based on a certain parameters, based on the result, mathematical result. That you can
Wow,
establish.
wow. So I hope that you have learned something from our president with regards to mathematics and how you can apply it in your life to be logical, to be rational, and to plan your next steps in life, not just base it on emotions, but on facts and figures. Wow. So, sir, I remembered that you become as well as one of the faculty members of the CPU College of Engineering, and you have taught for
4 years.
for 4 years. And can you bring us back to that memory of teaching the next generation of Centralian engineers?
My opportunity of joining the university in 1995, I think, was also destined because I was supposed to check during that time pertaining to electronics engineering program.
Yes.
Because during that time, they are now on the third year implementations of the program. So because that time, my contract with my previous employment, which is the Coffee Sugar Central at President Rojas, because I joined them for 1 milling season. That's already in the May. And then, but prior to that, I visited CPU. And I found out that one of our faculty, Sir Ben Raffles, Sir Raffle, left the university for an opportunity in the US, I think. So I was given the opportunity to join in the faculty of the College of Engineering because of that need. So instead of enrolling, because my intention actually is to enroll electronics engineering because as I mentioned, that was my first passion, my choice. So instead of enrolling in the electronics engineering, I was invited or was given the opportunity to join the faculty of the electrical engineering that time because they need also faculty to handle, to be part of the lineup to handle electronics engineering program because I think during the time there's no full-time electronics engineer to be in the program.
Yes.
So, in fact, during my first year of teaching, during summer, after 1 year, I was sent by CPU through Dean Walden Rio in University of San Carlos.
Oh, in Cebu.
In Cebu, just to get to be prepared for the first semester offering into that following academic year. So I took 3 subjects, I think, in San Carlos, just to cook up the required faculty loading on that following year. So when I go back on the first semester, I handled the courses that I have enrolled in San Carlos for that particular semesters. So I am supposed to go back in San Carlos during that time to take the full program of electronics engineering. But another opportunity came when the scholarship program of the UST for faculty in the masteral program, master's degree program, also came in. So I talked with Dean Rio at the time that if possible, we will send another faculty which is younger than me because during that time I think almost 30 during that time. So I opted to talk the master's degree program, still in our
CPU. So I noticed, sir, that you have transitioned from being an engineer in the industry in the Capiz Sugar Central, and just for 1 milling season, you decided to become a teacher. So what's the transition all about? Why you became a teacher? Because not every engineer would want to become a teacher because they want to be in the industry to earn more. Now here is somebody, and for the record, we lack faculty members in most college of engineering in the country. So maybe the Sir Gabriel could encourage engineers also to teach. Sir, what was that transition?
Honestly, it was not also my dream to become a teacher. Because as an engineer, I want to work in the field. So actually, prior to Sugar Central, I worked also as project engineer in Capiz Development Foundation during that time. But it was a rural development foundation, so we did a lot of projects in rural communities with varied projects. Actually, even civil engineering works I engaged prior to that. Then, after that contract, I joined Capiz Sugar. But as I mentioned, it was only 1 milling season. So, and that opportunity came to me when I joined the university as a faculty. I think that the passion in teaching after a year develops in my heart because I found enjoyment dealing with students. So that's why I decided to stay in the college until 1999. So because of that passion that developed in me, I love dealing with students. I found myself being happy with the students. So that's why there was no instance when I joined the academy. I think there was no instance in my mind to go back in the industry because of the fulfillment directly dealing with the students.
Well, it's good to know, because as a teacher, you have to have that calling and passion and commitment. The pay in private schools are not that big compared to the industry, so it's good to know and to see somebody like you, sir, who is committed in the teaching ministry. So now, as the second president of ESATU, and as you just started for just a few weeks, what do you think are your most pressing challenge?
Of course, the pressing challenge that we have here in the university is really to sustain the performance of the university in terms of academic programs, because we have a lot of accomplishment in the university for quite this period of time through the leadership of our first university president, Dr. Raul F. Muyo. So the challenge really that lies on me is how to maintain and how to level up the accomplishment of the university in responding to the need also of providing quality education. So we're looking forward with my new team, with the management team that we have in the university. I actually, for the meantime, I sustain the management team of the university because I do believe that with their capability also to sustain and to bring ESATU to more greater positions pertaining to the quality educations that we provide with our clientele, our students.
What is the population now of ESATU in terms of students and faculty and staff?
So in terms of students, right now we are the average, the whole system is almost 17,000.
Wow!
Because we have 5 campuses. Iloilo City campus is the main campus, which is where we are located right now. But we have campuses coming from the first district, which is Miagao campus, and then we have also campus in Leon, the second district, and then we have here in the 4th district, which we have the Dumangas campus, as well as we have in the Barotac Nuevo campus.
Okay.
So in terms of faculty, we are on average, including our non-teaching personnel, in average of 800 all throughout the system.
And the faculty, the teaching personnel?
So the teaching personnel, more or less, we have 600 all throughout the system.
All throughout. Okay. So these 5 campuses, right? You are the president. So how do you manage these campuses?
So the campuses is being led by our campus administrator.
Okay.
So, but in the whole organizations in our system, we have 4 vice president.
Okay.
So we have the vice president for academic affairs, and then we have the vice president for administration and finance, the vice president for research and extension, and we have the vice president for external affairs. So respective vice president has corresponding functions to oversee the whole operations of the university. Of course, the campuses is being led by the campus administrator. So, and of course, there are also some other directors of the different unit to supervise and manage the program operations of the university.
That's good to know that that's the scope of the whole system of ESATU. And I believe that you have many Centralians working in ISATU as well, and some have just transferred from CPU to ISATU, but we can do nothing about it because we are thankful that they're transferring to a university in which the president is a Centralian. So, sir, what are the things that you have learned at Central Philippine University that have stayed with you, like the core values, like the Christian principles that you have already imbibed and that you are also using those things now as a president of ISATU?
As I have mentioned, because I grew up my student life in the university as being a Christ-centered individual. So I think the main values that I've learned is really the dependence on the Lord.
Amen.
And everything that I do, I trust in the Lord. And of course, dealing with the responsibilities that are given to me is hard work is very important. But of course, as I quote most of the time, that I just continue to do good. You know? And I believe that the Lord will, in due time, will reap the harvest, as stated in the book of, I think, that was in Galatians.
Yes.
That my principles in life, I also share with my community here in the university, that let us not be weary of doing good.
Amen.
Because in due time, we will reap the harvest as with the grace of God.
Wow, I love that the principle as stated by Paul, that sometimes, you know, when we see corrupt things, and in the mind of society, they are the ones who are successful, these corrupt people, and then here is an inspiration, our ISATU president telling us, do not be weary in doing good. So let's just continue in doing good, because in the right time, meaning in God's own time, God will reward you. And I believe, Sir Gab, that God has rewarded you with this responsibility as the second university president of ISATU. Anything more that you would like to add to the Centralian community and to the whole community who is watching right now?
I am very happy that I grew up in the university wherein which nurtured our being, particularly being a Christ-centered individual. So I really encourage our community in the university at Central Philippine University that we will learn how to give ourselves to the Lord, because we know that whatever we do, the Lord knows our lives. So let's continue to do good, and I do believe that God will always bless us as long as our heart is open and our heart is with a humble heart submitting to the Lord. So this is an opportunity to thank Central Philippine University for nurturing me and giving me my opportunity of being in as part of the College of Engineering before. The training that I had in the College of Engineering was really very helpful when I joined Iloilo Science and Technology University. It was Western Visayas College of Science and Technology during the time in 1999. I have also a hard time before when I asked permission kay Sir Ruben Armadillo that I have to transfer, but because of the opportunity, very, very supportive. The department is very supportive, and I even personally I went to the house of Dean Rio at the time, really asking his blessing that I will be transferring in the university. And I was happy that very supportive. The College of Engineering was very supportive in the development of our faculty, not only within the university, but any other opportunity that lies ahead and that comes into our faculty. So once again, I'm very glad that I am one of I belong to Central Philippine University, and I hope we could continue to collaborate with one.
Of course, yeah. Thank you very much, sir, for having us, and may God bless you as you start your term as the second university president of ISATU. Thank you very much.